November 25th. Some people over here like to refer to it as Arab Thanksgiving.
2015.
2015, absolutely. So, as we know, last week we decided to look at a teshubah from Hakham Obadiah Yosef in his Yahavedat, the first volume of Yahavedat. We discussed it. We spoke about a little bit of brief history regarding it. I didn't mention, and I should have mentioned, it's not the first time that Hakham Obadiah Yosef dealt with this particular topic. Okay, as we said, the Yahavedat are his shorter teshubot. He also has dealt with it in his Yabiya Omer years before that, in the first volume of Yabiya Omer. Okay, from 1954, and he rehashed it again later on in the late 60s, 67 and 69. So it's a topic that was very, very close to his heart. It was a topic that really bothered him. Okay, he basically saw himself as the lone crusader to stop women from making berachot on Missvot Aseh Shazeman Gerama, time-dependent positive commandments. Question is, was he right or was he wrong? Was his assumption that this is something that Sephardic women never did and they only began to pick up from their Ashkenazi neighbors who made Aliyah to Yerushalayim in the mid-1800s? Is this really true? Or is it something that was going on beforehand and really was sanctioned by the Sephardi Hakhamim? And remember, the Hida came out against it in the beginning, but he didn't come out against it. He came out questioning it, not knowing how to justify it with what he knew was in the books of Halakha. And at the end, based upon this book of Teshuvot Ben HaShamayim, he ended up not only giving his okay to it, but he stood behind it full force. So was it only because of that teshuvah, or was it maybe because this was later on in his life and he understood something he didn't understand before about what was really going on among these Sephardic women in Yerushalayim and elsewhere? So keep all these questions in the back of your mind. There's a lot more ways to look at it, but we want to look at it, just leave it like that for now. We want to go back in time now. We're going to look at, if you see in front of you, you have a photocopy of a nice old text. It says on top of the page, Yom Tob Rabbanan. What is this Yom Tob Rabbanan? This is a small section from a book called Kedushat Yom Tob. Kedushat Yom Tob has a section in it which is a few pages long, maybe about 20 pages, called Yom Tob Rabbanan. This was written by Hakham Yom Tob Algazi. Hakham Yom Tob Algazi was born in Izmir, Turkey, 1727. As a child, made Aliyah to Israel with his father. His father was Hakham Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi. Later on in life, let's say there's discrepancy is exactly what year. The three different opinions, either 1772, 1776, or 1782. One of those 3 years he became the Rishon leSiyon, and he passed away in 1802. He wrote this Kedushat Yom Tob and Yom Tob Rabbanan. It was not published in his lifetime. This wasn't published until 1843 in Yerushalayim. Okay, so obviously his manuscript was gathered together, and it was gathered together by none other than Hakham Hayil Abraham Gagin, okay, grandfather of Hakham Shem Tov Gagin, and taken to press. So this is a very long derashah, this Yom Tob Rabbanan, and he goes into many, many different topics. There is a topic, if you look on the page that you're on, you'll see in the second column, you see the second bold word, Ve'el. That's what we're going to start from. You don't look up anymore? I'm sorry. So you got a text.
Yeah, it was,
There you go. So I gave you the section we're going to be dealing with, as well as a second printout, which is source sheets. We're going to go back and forth to these sources and try to, in a way, dissect what he wrote and where this is based mainly in the different Gemarot, and from time to time in the Rashi, in the Rambam, and elsewhere. This is going to help us understand where we're going and what can possibly be deduced. So if we start over here, so it's the Ze Abit Kavanat Kelalut HaKutubim HaNe'emarim B'Pesukei Eshet Hayil. So he moves on to the topic of Eshet Hayil. Now he started the topic of Eshet Hayil a few pages before, but he went with it in a different direction. We want to deal with a specific topic of the woman and how it plays into halacha. He's dealing now with the last 5 Pesukim, if I'm not mistaken. Arose v'hada lebusha v'tishaq liyom aharon piha fatiha b'chokhmaha b'torat hesed al lishona sofiyeha lichot beita v'chulle كانوا بنيه بيأشروها بعلى بهالله ربو بنوت عسو حائل بخله شكرا حين بخله تنولان برياده بخله. So it's more than 5 pesukim. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pesukim. כי הם מעידים וחוזרים ומגידים. What are these pesukim reiterating, telling us again and again? כי שכר האשת חיל הוא שכר בפני עצמו. The reward of the Eshet Hayil is a reward in and of itself. Ugdola ha'habtaha shehibtiyah hakadosh baruch hu lenashim yoter meha anashim. Powerful. The great is the promise that Borei Olam promised women greater than that of the men. Now you can go to your sources. Source A. You see in the Gemara, Masechet Berachot, page 17a. Gedolah habtaha shebtihan hakadosh baruch hu lenashim yoter minha anashim. Exactly what Rabbi Yom Tob Algazi is quoting for us comes from the Gemara, verbatim. Shnei Emar, it brings a pasuk from Yeshaya. Nashim she'ananot kamna shama'ana khuli benot بتوحوت هازن امرتي أما لراب لربي حيا نشيم بما يزكيان بأكروي بينيه لبيك نشتا وبتنوي قبريه بربنان ونتنين لقبريه عاد أتوم بربنان كيهابو. Everybody understood it? No. What is he telling us over here? Rab said to Rabbi Hayya, women, what zechut, what privilege, what merit do they have? That they take their children to the Beit Knesset. Number 1, Bekrayu Banayhu le Beit Knesset. They take their children to the Beit Knesset. Ubatnoi Gabrayhu Birabbanan. And they send off their men to the Beit Midrash. V'netnina Gabrayhu Adatu Mebirabbanan Kiyabu. And they wait for their men until they come home from the Beit Midrash. In other words, the woman has this zechut that she is constantly directing her family, her children and her husband, in the way of Torah and Missvot, in the way of the Beit Knesset and in the Beit Midrash. This is their sachar. And their sachar for doing this, as the Gemara told us based on the pasuk, Gedolah lenashim yoter me'anashim. They have even greater reward, for greater merit for what they've done, even more than the men who are going.
Why? Why is that?
Because in other words, they're sacrificing, they're self-sacrificing. They can keep their kids home with them. It's easy. I don't have to leave the house. I don't have to go anywhere. I could leave my husband home here. We could watch the game together. We could go out to dinner. We could hang out with friends. No, I'm making the sacrifice. I'm gonna push him to do it. It's a big thing.
Without her, he wouldn't have had the motivation to do it. You're saying, like, without her push, he wouldn't have the motivation or the desire.
Many won't. The afilu, now back on top in the text. The afilu de ba'al arose shelo leshem shamayim na halatan le'olam tiyeh. Okay, Okay, even if the man didn't want to do it, like Victor was just saying, the man didn't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to go. Okay, she's going, she's pushing me. I'll just go. So I'm not going to Shem Shamayim, but I'm going. But that portion that she merited, she always has it. And it's like the pasuk says, arose vehada lebusha v'tishak liyom aharon.
How does it explain that? How does that pasuk explain that idea?
You tell me. Arose vehada lebusha. This arose and hadar, this power and glory has now become her clothing. The power, the glory of her children, okay, her sons and her husband, going off to the Beit Knesset and the Beit Midrash. This is like a garment for her now. She has worn this with pride. Look, she could go and tell her friends and her neighbors, look where my boys are. I went to Knesset, my husband came from work today, he's tired, but look, he went to study, with the Hakham. He's doing something positive. And she could laugh about it. She could be happy. She could take pride in it and rejoice in it until the very end of days. Until Olam Haba. Shehi betuhabo. She is assured of it. ולفي شيء بها إفشاء شميت عسيه شلو شم شمايم بتوبات سخرا لزي أمار بيها فاتحة بحكمة بتورة حسد عال لشونا بتار شو حزال إذ هو تورة حسد هذي أمر زو تورة لشما. So what's going on over here now? Okay, is it possible that even she might not do it l'shem shamayim? And if that's the case, would she end up losing her sachar, her reward? And that's why the pasuk continues and says, "Piha pateha bechokma v'torat chesed al lishona." No, she opened her mouth in wisdom. She was smart to tell her husband and tell her kids to go, and she did it in the proper way. V'torat chesed al lishona. What's the torat chesed? As the pasuk, the Hakhamim are asking, is it Torah Chesed? Heve Omer, Zo Torah Lishma. No, it's all Torah Lishma. There is no such thing as her doing it not Lishma. The Pasukim of Mishnah are telling us that. If a woman is doing it, she is different than a man. Her mindset works differently, and she would only be doing it Lishma. Now you can go to source B, in case you want to see it. Just keep them next to each other instead of jumping back and forth. It's easier to look at it. So in Masechet Sukkah, Amar bil Azar, my dichtib, Piha Patiha bechukma betorat Hesed al Shona, Vichi yesh Torah shel Hesed v'yesh Torah she'ena shel Hesed. How's the pasuk telling us? Betorat Hesed al Shona. Now we have two different types of Torah. We have a Torah of Hesed and Torah of not Hesed. Illa Torah Lishma Zo Hi Torah Shel Hesed. When it's Torah Lishma, okay, then it's automatically Hesed. Shelo Lishma Zo Hi Torah She'ena Shel Hesed. So since the pasuk told us Torah Hesed Al Shona, that means automatically it is Torah Lishma. The Hakhamim explained it to us in the Gemara, and that's the way obviously Rabbi Yom Tob is going to explain it to us. He's not going to differentiate from the explanation of Torah Hesed in this case. Doesn't mean that's the only way to explain it, but this is the path that Rabbi Yom Tob Algazi is taking. Kavanatam Risuya. Okay? They have their thoughts, their intentions in the right place. Lomar. Shibbetuhahi liyot arose lishma. She's sure to do it lishma. يعني مزكية ربيم. She knows she is مزكية ربيم. صوفيا هذه خود بيتا قاموا بانيها ويأشروها بعلا ويهالي لها. الدريخ, based upon the same thing that we read before, بأكروي بنايه لبيته كنيسيوت ومن التيران لقبريه وخله. Exactly like we read from the first piece of Gemara. ومداهي بالتوراة كل مزكية ربيم إن حيد باع على يده. Anybody who's مزكية ربيم, and she's Mizaket Rabbim because obviously by bringing her children and her husband to the Beit Knesset and the Beit Midrash, she's bringing Zechut Rabbim. So now we know Kul Mizaket Rabbim and Hayd Ba'al Yado. Anybody who's Mizaket Rabbim, no sin comes through their hands. Vehu Umro, as the Pasuk says, Rabbod Banot Asu Hayil, Ve'at Alit Al Kullana. Many women have done great things, but you rise above all the rest. Shakavanahi Al Shizacheta, Vehayala Ba'al Ubanim Benetora, Al Yede, Sha'amiditam, Al Diglam. Why? Because you set them up straight in the proper path. Okay? He's explaining to us what these Pisukim of Eshet Hayil. I know you're all looking at me. Where are we going with this? Why are we praising women so much? Okay? Okay. Yes, they definitely deserve praise. Okay? It's not generally what we talk about in this class. Okay? We deal with, more interesting things. But you have to understand, there's a path that we're following over here. Okay, we're trying to get someplace. We're trying to understand how Rabbi Yom Tob himself is looking at these Pisukim and interpreting them. And then we're going to use that to see how his father studied these Pisukim and interpreted them in a completely different way. Okay? Yeah.
Is he interpreting them, or is he taking the Gemara's derashah on them?
Well, it's his interpretation. In other words, you could find different Gemarot and different Ma'amarim of the Hakhamim to interpret them a different way. Okay?
Is he the Tiflin to Shabbat, Rabbi?
What's that?
We used to put it in the Rishon.
No, that's Bri Moshe Galanti.
Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with him. But what's the
No, I was
question?
trying to see if that was him. Okay.
Okay. No. וכי תאמר עבדי שלא לשמה בית חולל חלקתה לזה אומר אישה יראת אדוני היא תלת תנולם פרידיה שם רמז היא תלל שהיא נדרשת לעצמה לאכול מפרידיה ולסבוע מטובה ולא מחלק הבעל והבנים לעצמה ולכך תהילתה עומד לעד אף אם יעשו הם שלא לשמה כדבר האמור. So it doesn't make a difference what the men may or may not do. She knows she's doing the right thing, and that's going to be her ultimate praise. We could look at source C and D, but I don't think it's necessary unless you want to. Okay?
What does Tekolel mean?
Where are you in Tekolel?
Tekolel halkata.
Tekolel, what do you call it? Become spoiled, become ruined, become rotten. Okay, Abdel Shelo Lishma, if they're working not Lishim Shamayim, but Tekolel halkata, is her portion going to be spoiled now because of that? Okay? That's Mekulkal, right? So this is the way he interpreted it. And now what does he say after this? Look at the next line, Marky. What does it say right immediately after this? Wait, where we are.
You turned the page.
I turned my page. I didn't turn your page. Veharab, Hamure, Abba Mari, Zal. מפרש כללות הכתובים הנזכרים באופן אחר. You heard what I had to say. But now I have my father's manuscript. My father, B. Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi. I have his manuscript. And let me tell you what he had to say. Okay?
Oh, so this is him bringing it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Hence you only have one text in front of you. So Hakham Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi, also born in Izmir, okay? He was born circa 1680. 1730s, he moved to Yerushalayim. He became one of the most important Hakhamim and Dayanim in Yerushalayim. Okay, he was also one of the main rabbis of Yeshivat Beit El of the Mikubalim. And towards the very end of his life, and I mean the very end, 1755, he was also appointed to Rishon leSiyon. So not only was his son Rishon leSiyon, but he himself, the father, Yisrael Yaaqob, was Rishon leSiyon in 1755. Unfortunately, he died a year later, 1756. Okay, but you understand that we're dealing with obviously very important Hakhamim. For them, to become Rishon leSiyon, especially who there are, sense outsiders. Who are these people from Izmir? They moved here to Yerushalayim.
And now they
Boom, Rishon leSiyon, and then the son Rishon leSiyon. So obviously, they are heavyweights. Yeah. On the topic of Rishon leSiyon, and I know this is on tape, and some people might not be happy about it, but I'm going to say it anyway. There was a big mess that happened this week. What happened is, as you know, there's a constant fight with the President Rishon leSiyon and his father, Alav Shalom, and the Moroccan rabbis. It's been an ongoing war for decades. Some people want to say it's never been a war. There is no war. It's just a difference of opinion. And since you are now in Eretz Israel, you all have to follow Maran the same way, and you all have to follow the Minhagim one way. And obviously the other side will say, no, we have our traditions and our rabbis and our synagogues and our, and we have our Masoret, and we have our Minhagim, and we could follow that. So, a couple of rabbis who, in my opinion, are troublemakers in this sense, went and tricked a lot of very important Moroccan rabbis into signing a document. Either not showing them what the document said, or by quickly telling them when they knew they were in a rush and wouldn't have a chance to read it, the document says ABC, and when it said nothing like that at all, didn't barely even said XYZ. Or they actually forged signatures. They lifted signatures that they had from other documents and, implanted them onto this document.
Simple.
Very easy to do, right, David?
Simple dimple.
Yes,
Yeah, we
I
used to
know.
do it in
Snap
when
of
we
the
were
finger.
younger. We used to have to sign the
I
test.
still do it.
Yeah, but there are some people that,
No.
Have fun
you
doing
could do it legally.
It sounds like you have a
Do it.
career. Forger.
And then
Yeah.
PDF, so easy.
Sorry, on
10
PDFs,
seconds.
Any good design
10 seconds
even
to
make
do
it
it.
even perfect.
anyway.
Exactly.
So what these couple of rabbis did, okay, they made a big fancy plaque. We, the rabbis of the Moroccan communities and of the Moroccan Jews living here in Israel, hereby give ourselves over to the Rishon leSiyon, Rabbi Ishaq Yosef. We consider him our one and only rabbi. Everything he says is the way that we must follow, and we are giving up for all Moroccan Jews in Israel all of their ways and all of their customs and all of their beliefs, and we will now bow down to whatever the Rishon leSiyon writes in Yalkut Yosef and his other writings. They went and presented this big beautiful plaque to Rabbi Ishaq Yosef. Word got out about it, and there has been chaos in Israel.
This week, you said?
This is this
Yeah.
week. This has been all over the news in Israel. Things going on.
Yeah,
on your
the news,
WhatsApp.
it
Well,
made
you have to write
national
that
news.
on
National news.
Wow, so it's a big
National
deal.
news. It's a
Yes.
very big deal. On your WhatsApp, David, there's hardly anything about it, just so you know. There's just a couple of things that Sam put up today. Okay? There's nothing there. Yeah, I know.
Oh, maybe send me an email.
So who,
I'm not using names of who what.
no, what camp is the troublemakers?
Doesn't make a difference. It's the camp of people that want to gain power, obviously. It's a camp of people that want honor. Camp of people that want better jobs
Control.
in the rabbinate. Camp of people that want to get promotions. Call it what you will. What they did was disgusting. And one of the first names that they forged and put on this was one of our very good friends and one of the greatest rabbis that's still around, Rabbi David Shilush. And they put him on it. And that's why if you saw today, a letter came out from Rabbi Shilush saying that this was a forgery. And if you know my way and what I've written in Hamda Ginuza and Bnei Ammi and my other writings, you will know that I would never agree to such a thing. That it's all false. Okay?
They thought they could just
I don't know how
get
they
away
thought
with
they'd
it
get
without
away.
nobody realizing, hey, wait, we didn't sign that?
There was a lot of games involved. I'm not getting into it because to start bringing out individual names and what went on and how it went on, now it's beyond disgusting. Beyond disgusting. But documents will start coming your way if they haven't already.
What did the chief rabbi say about it?
Yeah, did he believe it?
I'm not gonna. Yeah, he believes it.
He believed it?
Yeah.
Oh, that shows you something.
Yeah.
You think Rabbi Shul should write that? I mean, in the wildest
That shows
dreams.
you something. That means he doesn't have any sense of the history of disputes between Moroccans.
Again, there's a lot going on. If you want, I could forward you all types of documents. Yeah, please.
Put him in the chat.
In English, please?
In English,
Google
no.
ones aren't doing good for
They're all
Not in Arabic?
Hello.
No.
We have documents.
Yeah, Google Translate.
We have news clips. We have videos. We have.
Translate them for me and send them over.
Interviews.
Yeah, there's interviews. You got to see. They interviewed Rabbi Amsalem about this topic, and he went wild also.
Yeah.
You know, calling all these Shah-style rabbis a bunch of phony Ashkenazim and, all types of other things.
So this is the second time, in this past year that the chief rabbin had gotten into hot water.
Second time?
That I know.
What
of.
are you referring to as the first time?
The first time is the whole thing with the rabbi from Efrat. Again, totally different segment of Jews.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
That was a big deal in Ashkenazi Shiva we went to. They were up in arms.
So what happened?
Should I keep it on
I'm
record?
a Rishon.
I don't mind. I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm talking about what I'm saying. I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Let's get back to
In
topic.
any case, so
That's right.
what I'm trying to come and say is that the office of Rishon leSiyon,
It's political.
okay, it was what it was and what it is today are two very different things. You cannot compare the position of Rishon leSiyon of Hakham Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi and his son Yom Tob Algazi to what we're unfortunately seeing today, and why so many people in Israel are calling for the complete destruction of yeah, that's a good word too. How do you say it again? Abolition, yes, abolition. Abolishment I was thinking of, but abolition is the same thing. Abolishment of the rabbinate. They want it gone because they see it as just a way for people to play games and gain power and money.
So before you stayed in office till
death.
Till death. Right. So there was no election. Like it was maybe a rabbinical
You were
council?
appointed by rabbis. It was appointment by peer.
Still
Okay.
appointed by peer, right? Isn't
Not exactly. There's a vote by Mu'ayset Rabbanut. But there's political games with that nowadays.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anyway,
So it actually meant something in these days.
listen, I'm not going to belittle the Torah
No,
of
of
the
course.
different, Rishon leSiyon. Okay? We look at certain rabbis, this guy's the Rishon leSiyon, what does he know, what does he know? Listen, if we're dealing with somebody who really didn't know anything, that's a different story. But we're dealing with rabbis who actually,
Right.
are very involved. And they could quote you left and right, and they could bring you sources, and and they know what they're talking about. But they may consciously choose not to show you everything. That's a different
Also,
issue.
I know a chief rabbi is only 4 years or 8 years, and there's another chief rabbi who's living at the same time as him. And those times, there's only
Well,
one.
that's it. No, so it's
So
right
there's
now
no
it's 10
competition.
years now.
10 years.
It's 10 years.
Still.
Anyway. In any case, so now let's go back to Rabbi Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi. והרב המורה אבא מורי מפרש כללות הכתובים הנזכרים באופן אחר. Can explain it in a different fashion. בהקדים My da amrina beroshana daf lamid gimel. And we're gonna preface it by what's written in the Gemara Masechet Rosh Hashanah. Tanya, Tabir el Bnei Yisrael. It's calling pasuk from Vayikra. Okay. Bnei Yisrael somchin, ve'en Bnei Yisrael somchot. Deber Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shimon omrim, nashim somchot, rashot. Okay. If you look at source D on your sheet, it'll be exactly the same thing, but let's read it anyway. Open up source D. First it shows you the Mishnah, אין מעכבים את התינוקות מלתקוע. הנשים מעכבים. So the Mishnah opens up. We don't stop the tinokot, the children, from blowing. הנשים מעכבים. What about the women? Do we stop the women? והתניא. We learn. אין מעכבים. לא את הנשים ולא את התינוקות מלתקוע ביום טוב. We do not stop the women or the children from blowing on Yom Tov. Amar Abaye. Lakasha. Abaye said, what? Lakasha. It's not a question. Ha Rabbi Yehuda, Ha Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shimon. Okay? Not a question to anybody. B'tanya, Dabber Bnei Yisrael. Speak to Bnei Yisrael. Bnei Yisrael somchin, ve'en Bnei Yisrael somchot. Bnei Yisrael refers to the males and not to the women. Rabbi Yehuda. That's going to Rabbi Yehuda. But Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shimon omrim, nashim somchot, rashot. If the woman wants to be somechet, we're talking about when you lay your hands on the animal to bring a korban, right? You have to simichet yadayim. So saying that, referring to the men, according to Rabbi Yehuda, only the men can do it. Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Shimon say, no. If the woman wants to do it, she can do it.
Like with the shofar. If they want to do it, they can do it.
They can do it. Right. Nashim somchot, rashot. Not reshut, rashot. They're allowed. They have the reshut to do it. Okay? Okay. Back to the text. והנה, מפלוגתא דרבי יהודה ורבי יוסף לעניין סמיכה. Regarding this discrepancy between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yosef and Yan Semicha. Nafka mina lechol Missvot shehazeman gerama. Now we have nafka mina. We have actual practical application to the issue of Missvot that are time dependent. Shehan nashim peturot. Right? We generally say that the women are exempt. The Rabbi Yehuda in lahem reshut l'kayyiman. According to Rabbi Yehuda, they have no permission to do these Missvot. With Rabbi Yosef, hareshut beyadam l'kayyiman. But according to Rabbi Yosef, they do have permission to do them. Demahai ta'ama muqah be'irubin daf saddi vav. Da masoret daf saddi vav. דמיכל בת שאול שהייתה מנחת תפילין ולא מחו בה חכמים אף על פי דהביה מצוות עשה שהזמן גרמה כרבי יוסף דאמר לעניין סמיכה דבנות רשות. Okay, so we have the issue that comes to us in the Gemara in Erubin, that Michal, the daughter of Shaul HaMelech, would put on tefillin. And the Hakhamim did not reprimand her. Even though it's a Missvot Aseh Shehaz Zeman Gerama. She followed the opinion of Rabbi Yosef. Now, obviously, the opinion existed before Rabbi Yosef was born, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, she followed the opinion of Rabbi Yosef, who said, regarding Simicha, Debanot Rashot. The woman can do it if they so choose. Vechen be'ishto shel Yonah, and also the wife of Yonah. שהייתה עולה לרגל, okay, she would do עלייה לרגל, she would go at 3 פעמים לשנה, she would go up to ירושלים, to the בית המקדש, ולא ניחו בה החכמים, and the Hakhamim did not reprimand her. היינו, מהי טעמה? For the same reason. אבל רבי יהודה, but according to רבי יהודה, כל מצווה שהזמן גרמה אסור לנשים לקיימן. So we know now this is a long, old argument between Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda does not allow it, and Rabbi Yosef allows. Go ahead.
Why the stories specifically with the wife of Yonah and the wife of Shaul? Why they?
Not the wife, the daughter of Shaul.
Shaul. Why are they bringing them down specifically?
Because we don't have any other famous people to bring down. You want to bring a historical piece, so who's going to be well known in history? You're going to have to bring famous people. In other words, if I go and ask you, Murray, I ask you, tell me, what did your great-great-great-grandmother do 200 years ago? You're going to look at me like, huh? I don't know. If I ask you, what did, what do you call it, Don Gracia Nasi do? Oh, I could look that up in a history book from that show. So, a famous person is who you're going to have a story about. Somebody who's not famous, you're not going to have a story, so why not mention them?
The wife of Yonah was famous, and everybody didn't.
You didn't know about her. The Gemara knows about her. The Hakhamim knew about her.
But she's not even mentioned in Yonah.
She's mentioned right here.
But I'm saying in Sefer Yonah, they don't bring up the wife of Yonah.
So
It
what?
seems strange to bring up someone who's not even mentioned in.
Who's the mother of Abraham Avinu?
Eshet.
Who is the mother of Abraham Avinu?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Amtelai bat Karnobo.
Of course.
It's very well known. We grew up always knowing it. The Hakhamim always knew it. You know certain things. You have historical change. Not everything is written. The Humash is not a history book.
I'm not saying it is.
Okay, so not every. So if the Humash is not a history book, Sefer Yonah is not a history book either. We have outside sources. We have, you want to call it Midrash, you want to call it Izmir Turkey, you want to call it Mosseri, you want to call it, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, but not everything is always written down. In other words, if you open up the newspaper tomorrow morning and you read an article, is that it? Or is a lot more going on behind it? Same way, we spoke about the Rishon leSiyon, and we spoke about what's going on between him and the Moroccans and etc., etc. Is that everything about it? No, there's a lot more behind everything. You see a house standing. How did it get there? Who built it? When was it built? What kind of foundation is it on? How long is it going to stand? Not everything is given to you. You have to go dig. You have to find out. And these things are archived in certain places. Hopefully, they're accessible if and when you need them. But over time, certain things can become forgotten. That's my take on it. You're welcome to a different take, but that's the way I see it.
So the same
Stand
would
up,
go
Tim.
for Shaul's. The same would go for Shaul's daughter, right? It's
Right.
not documented in those.
We know it from the Hakhamim.
Okay, fair enough.
And
We know from the
know,
Hakhamim.
you know,
Is that
historically.
supposed to be taken literally?
What? That?
Suppose the Midrash came and said that
What?
like what they're saying over here in the Gemara, the Eshet Yonah.
Right. That she did
Right,
Aliyah
The
Regel.
Midrash brings that down. Is that supposed to be taken literally?
Well, let's go with the sources.
Yeah.
Let's go back, okay? Let's look at source F. Let's see what it says in source F. Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't mean something. So,
No, or are they taking
That's
someone
his bad
famous,
inside coming out.
meaning, and they're purposely using them to prove a point, but maybe the story didn't actually happen.
so why not use Sarai Minu?
I don't know. I don't know why they.
Why use this, as you said, the random person like
No,
Yonah's
but there were
wife?
no tefillin by Sarah.
Okay, so let's go forget about Yonah's wife. Let's use Shalom HaMelech's daughter. Why
Maybe
go
there's
to
something about Yonah that made it, if Yonah was an open-minded guy, because at the end of the story, right, the whole story about Yonah, before it was very much, why would God give forgiveness?
But let's see if the Gemara tells us anything.
Let's see.
Let's see if anything in source F.
Why is it hard to believe that they had a tradition?
No, I'm not saying maybe they did, but what? But is that necessarily?
Let's see if there's anything in source F. Okay. I don't think you're going to find what you want in source F, but let's read it anyway. No, I'm being honest. I'm not making it up. What else can I say? Tanya. מיכל בת כושי הייתה מנחת תפילין ולא מיחו בה חכמים ואשתו של יונה הייתה עולה לרגל ולא מיחו בה חכמים מדלא מיחו בה חכמים إلا ما قصبري مزود عاصي شلو هالزمان قل ما هي مدل ما سبا لاكر بيوسي دا أمار ناشيم سمخوت رشوت داي لا تما أخي اشتوش اليونا هيتا علا رجل ولو محوبا مي كان لمن دا أمار رجل لا مزود عاصي شازمان قل ما هو إلا قصبار رشوت هخانم مي رشوت nothing. Not telling you anything different than what we said, and it's not getting into your point. They're telling you, this is what we know. We happen to know this instance with this person, and we know this instance with this person. We don't know any more. We don't know any less. Now, I'm sure if you open the Gemara and you look up different, maybe in Maharsha he'll go into something that you're referring to or looking for. But based upon the text that we have in front of us, from the Hakhamim, okay? Seems like that's it.
Well, regardless of the Tanya. So Tanya means it's tradition. It's a legal
tradition. Yes, absolutely.
It's a legal tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of what happened,
and that's why it's
whether it
being
was
used
true
here
or
in a
not,
legal argument.
right? So regardless of what happened, whether it was historically accurate or not, it's brought down as a legal argument, as a legal shita in the court.
Absolutely.
Wait, but what you're saying, so it doesn't matter if it's true or not?
I'm just saying, I don't think it's illogical to say that it did happen. That there's a tradition of it at least, and whether it did or not, it's irrelevant because now it's illegal.
Right. Okay.
It's because it's brought down to the court.
I accept it.
Yeah.
I think that's an important point.
No, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is an important point.
ومدبري رشي بعروبين الإيه لتعامى دربي هداه مشوم دي كيفا دي لون استفو ومدبري رشي بعروبين الإيه لتعامى دربي هداه مشوم دي كيفا دي لون استفو إيكا مشوم بال توصيف. So if you look at source G, you'll understand the Rashi a little bit clearer. Source G is the Rashi on that Gemara Erubin. Nashim Somchot Rashot. V'afal geb b'chtib. Even though the pasuk says, "The bel b'nei Yisrael v'amatal Adam ki yikrib mikem v'samach le v'samach yadav," and even though it says v'samich le and it's attached to it immediately v'samach yadav, he has to touch, lay his hands upon it. So what do we learn from this in the Midrash Halacha? Bnei Yisrael Somchim v'lo Bnei Yisrael Somchot. That Bnei Yisrael are the ones who lay their hands, and not Benot Yisrael would lay their hands. Nashim Somchot Rashot. Okay, but if a woman wants to do what she can, de'en kan bal tosif. This is not even an issue of bal tosif. Some people want to come and say that if a woman does something that she's not commanded to do now, it's an issue of adding to the Missvot. As we know, we're not allowed to add to the Missvot, we're not allowed to take away from the Missvot. Some people want to argue and say, if a woman doing something, it's an issue of Bal Tosif. No, he's telling you it's not a Bal Tosif issue. Yes, Victor?
He's using Yadav as the proof?
Yes, Yadav.
Meaning his
hands. Right.
Don't we usually speak in male?
But when the Hakhamim understand certain things, when to apply it to halakha, they look for these little nuances to mean male and female.
If they wanted it to be female included, what would they have said?
Yeah.
Yada v'yada, or like, isn't this grammatically correct to say?
What do you mean? It's from they're saying
If they wanted to say
Bnei
woman,
Yisrael. So it said Bnei Yisrael.
it never says Benot Yisrael.
Because the Banot are not the ones who are instructed to do these type of things.
No, but I'm saying nowhere does it say Benot Yisrael.
Okay.
Whenever it says Bnei Yisrael, it means
Okay.
everyone.
Right.
I
understand
might
what
be
you're
wrong.
saying. No, I understand fully what you're saying. I wouldn't know how to, go about explaining it.
I'll tell you.
Go ahead. Mark will be much better at this than I will.
Yeah, I would say.
I like Mark on the right side there.
I like it too.
Yeah,
The
right-hand man over there.
Absolutely. I agree.
I would just say that it's actually proves the point even greater that Hakhamim are Doresh, right? Hakhamim are Doresh, this pasuk, to say that it's only Bnei Israel. And even though the pasuk says only it's Bnei Israel and it's Yadav, that even so, she could still do it. So it's even the fact that they're saying it's male. But now, even though it's not excluding her, it's a shut b'yadah to do it. You understand?
No. Not everything.
Yeah, I don't know if I got that.
I don't
either.
get that.
Saying it's Bnei Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's saying it's generic, biblically, right? So Hachamim are coming, they're going to be Doresh. They're going to go and they're going to learn. Hachamim do it. They're Doresh. You have one statement, Akiva, and they're Doresh. And Rabbi Akiva was Doresh, and his colleagues, Rabbi Ishmael criticizes him. It's enough of the derashah of Rabbi Akiva in court session. So they're Doresh whatever they want. But now the fact that they're being Doresh and saying it's literal, that this really is the males, but even though it's the males, the halakha still allows females to do it. It's like they're being more mekil about the halakha. So
Right.
you
Even
understand?
though they already hadn't, they established that this is the interpretation, but even with that interpretation of Benin,
Right.
we still say that it's allowed for women.
Because you can make the argument the other way. Victor's argument, it's all generic, so it should include all men and women.
Yeah.
So no, I'm going to come saying no. This is only men, but even though it's men, women can also
Okay.
do it.
Right,
Okay.
I buy that.
right, yeah, I buy that.
Oh,
So-
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm happy we had Mark here to explain it.
Joey,
Yeah.
so I got lost. So what are they being allowed to do? What are they allowed to do? Which,
We're talking about when to bring a korban,
okay,
okay, you have to lay hands upon the animal.
okay.
Okay? So the pasuk and the way the Hakhamim understand it is that this applies to men.
Okay.
Okay? So they said, listen, the wife of Yonah would make pilgrimage to Jerusalem 3 times a year. Okay? And she would actually do this herself. She would come, bring the animal as a sacrifice, and she would lay her hands on it, etc. And she was not reprimanded by the Hakhamim. They allowed her to do it.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
So the Hakhamim.
Okay, well, the last 3 lines of that paragraph. والعنيان هالأخاء كل هالبوسكين باسكو كربي يوسف ديني موكو إمو. It's a very powerful statement he's telling you over here. So, Rabbi Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi is telling you
Yes.
the Anyan Halacha,
They're not going to fight.
all the poskim agreed and ruled like Rabbi Yosef because he had his reasoning. Ubchen, Pasku, Dechol, Missvot, Shehazeman, Gerama, Dehanashim Peturot, Harishut Biyadam, Lechayeman. And therefore they are ruling that all Missvot that are time dependent, that the women are exempt from, they have the permission to do them if they so wish. Okay? V'chen pasak harambam. It says beperek vav, but it's really perek gimel. Mehilchot sisit ya'uyan sham. And if you look at source J, you could see Rambam Hilchot sisit perek gimel halacha yod says Nashim va'abadim shirasu להתעטף בסיסית, מתעטפים בלא ברכה. וכן שאר מזוות עשה שהנשים פטורות מהן אם רצו לעשות אותה בלא ברכה, אל ממחין בידם. So he's allowing them to do it, but at this point at least Harambam with no berakhah. But he's not stopping them from doing it like Rabbi Yehuda would have liked. That's the end of this section, but you want throw in your question.
The last issue about when we read Hakham Obadiah issue about did he quote Harambam as well?
He quoted Harambam as well, he quoted Rabbeinu Tam as well.
So
Different things from each.
Right, but so when you quoted Harambam, now Harambam agreed with what Hakham Obadiah was saying, but it was that they're not mebarek.
No, Harambam
right?
did not agree with Hakham Obadiah Yosef.
Oh, you didn't?
No. Harambam preceded Hakham Obadiah
No,
Yosef
I'm
by
saying
many
that.
years.
I know, but I'm saying with that shita, that they were both agreed.
Yes. Yes.
They're not mebarek.
That they do not make a berakhah. Correct. Okay. Now, he's going to go on and on a completely different subject, different tangent. So we're going to jump forward. Okay? You're going to go all the way now to the last page. Last page, the first paragraph, the first big word, ech. Okay?
Is anyone watching?
You have
No.
ech?
No one's on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can read next one.
You can't read it. I'm going to read it. Don't worry.
Yeah, no.
This is not
That's why we're here.
This is not Joey Harari making you read.
Nothing worse.
Thank God that's over with.
Nothing worse. You reach the word. you can't read it.
Joey's a good guy.
There were like lines of just a shit table.
Online.
Like full lines. So 3, 4, 5 lines, and we're sitting there.
But that's the way you learn. That's,
Yeah.
And he wouldn't tell you.
Maybe now.
He'd just
check
look at you.
No, sometimes
That's
he would
the
tell
way you
you.
learn.
No, he would tell us. He would
Go
tell
to a
us.
service that does it.
But he had fun
Alright.
with it. He had
I
fun.
really loved
With
them.
it? Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, Victor
Are we
read-
ready?
Victor read last week.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
איך שיהיה המורה מכל האמור דלפי מאי דקיימלן כרבי יוסף דרשות ביד הנשים להחמיר על עצמן לקיים כל המזוות שלא נסתוו בהן ומן לבד דלקה איסורה לבל תוסיף. So far so good. أدربا יש להן שכר על עשייתן. So in any case, from everything that we said, that what we know now from Rabbi Yosef, that the women have permission to be stringent upon themselves to fulfill the Missvot that they were not commanded to do. Not only is there no isur of Bal Tosif, okay, there's no forbidden action of not adding, but Adrabah, all the more so what? They get rewarded for doing these mitzvot. דאף על פי שאמרו גדול המסווה ועושה ממי שאינו מסווה ועושה, even though they say, they mean the Hakhamim say, greater is he who is commanded and does from somebody that's not commanded and does, and we'll come back to that source in a minute. Mikol makom sachar ika afilu lemi she'enu mizuveh ve'oseh. In any case, there is still reward, even for the person who is not commanded and
I
does.
said that last week.
Yeah, we said that last week.
I didn't say we didn't say it.
No, I'm just saying.
Kiddushin.
All right. Exactly. Kiddushin.
Very good, guys.
31. Kiddushin lamed alef alef.
I'm down with Aleph.
All right.
You must look back.
I was.
I was reading the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's source K, but you don't need to know because Murray just told it to us. Okay, Talmud Babli, Masechet Kiddushin, Daf Lamed Alef, Amud Alef, Amar Bi Hanina, Gadol Mesuveh Ve'oseh, Yotre Mi She'enu Mesuveh Ve'oseh. Period. Good.
One of that's what I was teaching about.
It's interesting, they get a reward for doing something they're not commanded to do, and they don't even say the berakhah. Whereas we say the berakhah,
We're not dealing with the issue of berakhah over here right now.
No, I get that part. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
But they are getting reward for doing something. Okay?
So who cares?
Who cares what?
How does that move the needle? If they,
Let's wait and see.
I'm jumping.
How does that move the needle?
It's a good way.
One second, one. Oh, stop.
I was waiting for you to say something.
It sounded.
I like that.
What is the source of this
Needle?
quote?
Yeah, move the needle. Like when I guess it comes from
I
knitting.
don't even think you get it.
I don't think he gets
Not
it either.
about
That's what I'm
knitting.
saying.
Not about it.
That's what I don't think he gets it either.
Record.
He doesn't know what a record is.
Okay,
Oh, the big CDs.
My grandpa had
The
it.
big CD.
Oh my god, he's got
They turn. I thought needle like how
The
does that?
vinyl one.
I know what the expression means. I should know where it comes from.
Think about a needle like a gas gauge. How does it move?
They still
No,
have them
Yeah, that's
now.
what I was thinking.
You know, and how does the needle move?
That could be
Like a sound meter. How are you going to move the needle?
Phonograph.
That's what it
That could
is.
be a reason.
It's not the
Not
record
knitting.
player.
No, I don't think it's moving up.
All right, you learn something new every day. Huh? Record player.
Always wanted one of those.
I have.
They still have them.
What?
Big
Where can I
CD.
You
go?
know, even I was telling my wife to see, I was
Mine,
teaching the
we
kids
have
lulab,
it.
Mm-hmm.
and I told what the kids to shake to be no tell lulab.
Right.
Solar powered?
So I asked my older daughter,
No.
Why?
so she did it. They all did it, and my wife didn't want to do it. I said, "Why don't you want to do it?" Oh, I don't say berakhah.
Mm-hmm.
So like it sort of like discourages women from doing Missvot. And she could do it.
Let's keep reading.
I'm just saying,
Everything you're saying is beautiful. I'm loving everything
Just
that's
move the
coming.
needle, baby.
Move the needle.
It's a quote of the week.
Maybe Michael looks at a lulab as a needle, and that's what I was thinking. Okay, so we said מכל מקום שכר איכה אפילו למי שאינו מסווה ועושה. דמהי טעמה כתבו התוספות בשם רבנו תם דמברכות על עשייתן אשר קדשנו במצוותיו וסיוונו. Okay, and we went through this last week, correct? Yes? Good. Okay, unless you want to go to source L and read it.
Yeah, that was the whole last week.
Source L, you have the Tosafot. Okay, but we went through it already in Yehavedat of Hakham Obadiah last week. The Chevan, the Yesh Lahen Sachar Al Asiyatan. Now we're not looking at we're looking at the actual text right now. We're not looking at the source sheet. Yesh Sachar Al Asiyatan. Bichlal Yisrael Hen. Vela hashiba berakhah lebatala. So now this goes hand in hand with what Victor wanted to say before. How do you know it's talking about bnei? How you can differentiate between men and women? He's not differentiating. The Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi is telling you over here, since they have sachar, they get reward for doing this commandment, they are included among Am Yisrael. And since they are part of Am Yisrael, everybody in Am Yisrael was commanded to do, and it's not considered berakhah lebatala when she says Eshet kedeshah b'mizvotav v'sivan. Uchda amninan gabe Michal bat Shaul shahayta manachat tefillin v'lo mihu ba Hakhamim. Okay, very good.
That's pretty huge.
So
Yeah, it is huge. But look, we're gonna have to continue and understand where he's coming from and where he's going with it.
yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. You had a question?
No.
No, we're good. Okay. Yes, okay, we're moving. ועוד נקדים מה שכתב הר"ן בפרק כמה דקדושין على דגדול המסווה ועושה כיוון דקיים עלן כרבי יוסף דבנו ישראל רשות אם כן אמי אמרינן גבי מיכל שהייתה מנחת תפילין ולא מיחו בה החכמים. Okay? You see what's going on over here? Do you understand?
No.
Right. Okay. So look, let's move forward. What he's telling you. Let's see what the Ran is telling us in the first perek of Kiddushin. We're saying Gadol HaMesuveh ve'oseh. Greater is he who is commanded and does. Okay. Kevan dekay malan ki Rabbi Yosef ben Yosef berashot. And since we are following this ruling of Rabbi Yosef that the Jewish women are allowed to if they want, so what are we saying regarding Michal, okay, that she would put on tefillin, below mihuba Hakhamim, and the Hakhamim did not reprimand her.
So it's the Hadush there is the question?
Yeah. Why should they reprimand her if she's allowed?
Right.
That's the question. We keep saying the same thing again and again. The Hakhamim didn't reprimand her. We said she's allowed.
That's why they didn't reprimand her.
So why even bring it up at all?
To show that it's allowed.
You don't have to bring
You
it up.
reprimand if there's something wrong.
If there's something wrong with it,
Right. Okay.
Horu Hakhamim la. Okay, did the Hakhamim go and tell her to do it? What's going on? Okay, they knew she was doing it and they left her alone. Daf al gav, they came alan kiribi Yosef. The Beno Yisrael Rashot. Okay, even though we are going with the ruling of Rabbi Yosef that the Jewish women are allowed, Hainu, Dai Abida Lenavshayhu, La Mahinan Beyadayhu. If they do it on their own, we do not reprimand them, we do not tell them anything. Okay? Abad, Orena Me, La Maurinan Lehu. When they come to ask, no, we tell them not to. לפי שאינן נקיות הדעת ונקיות הגוף. עד כאן לשונו. But if they come to ask, Hakham, can I put on tefillin? No. Why? Because your mind is not clean, your body is not clean. This is the answer.
I don't understand.
Yeah, what does that mean?
No, but where's the proof for that?
Yeah, that's
It's not a proof.
No, but where is he?
Well, what's the logic?
Yeah, what's the
I'm
logic
not
behind
getting,
that? Where does he get that from? Say that.
Women are cleaner
It's like,
than
yes, the sky is blue, and I like.
You don't understand Hakhamim.
I know.
Hakhamim were living in a different place and time. And women were looked at in a different way.
Yeah, they weren't educated.
They were definitely, for the most part, not educated, but some of them were very educated. And in general, people were not clean, but women were considered much more dirty than men. They were considered dirty in a physical as well as a spiritual way. I can't explain it better than that. In fact, I don't think I want to explain it more than that. Okay? You will catch a glimpse of something else later on. Hopefully you'll understand it. But there's no secret over here.
The Rambam's ruling on women. You don't teach them Torah because they can't.
No, it has nothing to do with Rambam's ruling on women. It has nothing to do with that because this predates Rambam. Okay? It's a mindset of how the woman is looked at. The woman is looked at as a dirty creature. Okay? We're not living in... This was not written in 2015 where everybody, men and women, are equally clean. Okay?
Plato said that women have subpar souls. It's a very old mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But
it wasn't only about the soul. It was about the physical and the spiritual. It's both.
Right. But just show that when they went, a soul was back then like the prime mover.
Mm-hmm.
It was integrated into the intellect. Therefore, they had subpar intellects, etc. That was the thinking of the ancients, and also through the Middle Ages and up until modern time.
And this thinking existed among the Jewish nation as well.
Right.
It wasn't foreign to Hakham Yisrael. This was just the way the world was.
This was common sense, you're saying.
This was not common sense. It was
common knowledge.
Common knowledge,
Right.
common practice. In other words, the same way we look at things today in a certain way, whether I'm here or my friend Andrew is listening or watching in Australia, it's the same thing. We're all part of the same world. Or
Right.
Sam is in Ra'anana doing, with us. We're all on the same plane because we're all living in today's day and age.
I'm not questioning that. What I'm questioning is where.
You're questioning where did this come from out of the clear blue sky?
Right. No, that if you ask the rabbi, you should, if they approach the rabbis should tell them no, you shouldn't do it.
Because
that part.
Because they say velo mihu beyada. Velo mihu beyada. They knew she was doing it. They didn't tell her anything. They did not come. Okay, they didn't. In other words, Hakham, there's this woman across the street, and we heard she's putting on tefillin. Why don't you go knock on the door and tell her to stop doing it? Leave her alone.
Right. But if
Let her
she
do a
comes,
thing.
right? So that's why it says
right. So
okay.
now if she comes to ask, okay. So now let's say her friend found out she's doing it, okay, and
the friend tells her go ask the rabbi.
go,
and she does.
no, the friend found out about it. Oh, this is a nice thing that you do, but I'm a religious girl. I'm gonna go ask my rabbi,
Yeah.
and she goes to ask the rabbi. Okay, I'm gonna go ask my rabbi, and the rabbi tells her, no, we don't do these things,
So
We
what's
don't do these
the
things.
moral of the story?
No, no, it's the rabbi.
Never ask your rabbi.
That may very well be the moral when we get to the end. But keep reading.
But it sounds like there's some wisdom there as well, because you wouldn't want to the rabbis probably felt like don't want to discourage somebody from doing something if they've already been doing it for a while. And
Let's keep going. Let's keep going, but you'll see. והנה, בפרק כמה דבראכות אמרו. We'll go back to the first perek of Masechet Berachot. In arose, now go remember, we started with the Pesukim of arose v'hadar lebusha, right? These are the last 7 Pesukim of Mishle, of the Eshet Hayil. Now he's coming back to them. He's bringing his father's Perush. והנה בפרק כמה דבראכות אמרו. אין עוז אלא תפילין, שנאמר, ישבע אדוני במינו, ובזרוע עוזו. Okay, so he's bringing us this pasuk from Yeshaya. They're telling us that we learn from it that Oz is none other than tefillin. Okay, Oz and tefillin are the same thing. In fact, you know what? Let's go look at source N. Yeah, definitely let's look at source N. What's wrong? So now we're seeing what it says in Masechet Berachot. Amar bi'abin, barab ada, amar bi'ishak. Minayin she'akadosh baruch hu maniyah tefillin. Hey, from where do we know that Borei Olam puts on tefillin? Shnei amar, shba Adonai b'mino, u'b'zrowa u'zo. B'mino, what's b'mino? Zo Torah. שנאמר מימינו אש דת לנו ובזרוע עוזו אלו תפילין שנאמר אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן. Okay, so again, we don't understand how the Hakhamim come and play these word games and associations, but it's very common throughout the Gemara, and they're looking at, obviously Borei Olam has no physical body. He's not really wearing tefillin, but they're looking at this connection between Borei Olam and tefillin. And they're saying, Oz is tefillin. Ve'od amrina, back to the text, Ve'od amrina hatam. Hay man de ba'ayel meheve hasida lekayem mile de berachot. Mipene, she'berachot hen lehamshachat hahasadim hanoda'. Now we have the issue of how we allowing people now to start making berachot. Now where do berachot fit into all of this? And he brings a concept that may be foreign to many. He tells you, berachot hen lehamshachat hahasadim. The berachot help to pull the hasadim, the goodness, the kindness. This is a concept that you generally don't find talked about in plain Judaism. It's a very Kabbalistic concept. Okay? Berachot having to do with hasadim. It's a side topic. I don't want to get into it now. I have material with me to talk about it, but I want to leave it for the moment. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Yeah, there's a lot of papers here. I want to try to finish up with what he has to say, then we'll come back maybe. Vehu hanirsa be'omro עוז והדר לבושה. שהייתה לובשת תפילין וטלית שנקרא עוז והדר. So his pirush now, who is this Eshet Hayil? She's the woman who wore talit and tefillin. That's the عوز v'hadar lebusha. Tefillin and talit are lebusha, or her clothing. ومعيد عليها كتوب لمور, and the text is testifying regarding her. ותשחק ליום האחרון. What do you mean she's going to laugh and be happy till the last day? B'sechara ita liyom ha'haron, because she's getting sachar, she's getting rewarded for this till the end of time. Until where? Till olam ba'olam haba. In olam haba, she's getting rewarded for it until the tefillin. Da'af al-gav de'ena mesuva ve'osa, even though she is not commanded and does, mikol makom yesh la sachar. In any case, she gets sachar, she gets reward. De'gadol ha'mesuve amru. Mekelal. Like you said before, if the person who is commanded gets sachar, obviously he's greater, but gets sachar. So even her, even though she is not as great as he is, she still gets sachar. Abal af chokhmata amda la shelo bat lish'ol la Hakhamim. Okay, listen very carefully to this. About af chokhmata amdala, but even her wisdom stood for her. Shelo bat lish'ol Hakhamim imtiyeh menachat olo, because she was wise enough to know not to go as the rabbis if she should put on tefillin or not. Illa hi me'asma, but she on her own, piha pateha bechokhma vetorat hesed al lishonah. Okay, well, שהייתה עושה מזוות עשה שהזמן גרמן שלא נסתוותה בהן מעצמה. She went and did these time-dependent positive commandments that she was not commanded to do on her own. She did it. And that's the חוכמה. ומפיה הייתה חיה. And this caused her life. This gave her life. Doing these mizvot. ונוסף גם הוא ותורת חסד על לשונה. The person who continues ותורת חסד על לשונה. What's the תורת חסד? כלומר, תורת חסד דברכות קיימה גם כן על לשונה. She has the חסד that comes. Remember I told you we have this issue that you said להמשכת החסדים, this pulling of the hesed, of the goodness, of the kindness that comes with berachot. This is what came upon her, and now she is filled with goodness from the berachot she is making on the talit and tefillin that she's putting on. Velo al yedeh hora'atam, and she is not getting any goodness from the rulings of the rabbis. This is Rishon leSiyon writing this.
Wow.
So it's confirming here that she was saying a berakhah? Is that what it's saying?
Yes, absolutely.
She was smart enough not to ask.
That's right. Vehaya.
And she knew.
Yeah, she knew. She was smart. That's the chokhmah.
Wait, but she said the berakhah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He wants her to say the berakhah. And he wants her not to ask.
That's the Eshet Chaya.
This is the true Eshet Hayil. We're not done yet. Wait.
You're going to read it in a whole new light on Friday.
Yeah, right.
And then you're going to say,
When do you
it's not you.
You don't read it?
Vehaya.
Hayil
All right.
Yimsa.
No, don't even say that.
The walls inside are like shaking.
Your foundations of the house are gonna.
והיה בנותן טעם לפי כיסופיה הליכות ביתה. Okay, now come and see the reasoning of Sophia הליכות ביתה. על דרך מה ששנינו, based upon what we learned. בשעה שהיא עוברת לשמש את ביתה. When she is going to take care of her house. What's her house?
Her husband.
לשון נקייה.
What's that?
לשון נקייה. She's clean. She's not dirty. Remember we spoke before about her not being clean? She cleaned beta. She cleaned her house. Go understand it. I'm not saying it on tape. לשון נקייה. He's saying beta לשון נקייה. כלומר, Deyad'a vehekira ki en morinla. She knew and she understood that they were not going to rule for her the right way. Because they don't have a clean body. Use your brains a little bit. Good. You weren't expecting that, I know.
No.
This is a powerful Hakham. והנה אף דמשרד אחד גדול המסווה ועושה ממי שאינו מסווה ועושה. Even though we said from one side that גדול המסווה ועושה ממי שאינו מסווה ועושה, great is the person who is commanded and does greater than the person who is not commanded and does. מטעם מה שכתבו התוספות בפרק כמה דקדושים, going back to the reasoning of the Tosafot in the first perek of Kiddushin, right, Mari? Kiddushin Lamed Aleph, right? The Misuveh ve'oseh Tamid Yareh v'doeg Penya Abor. The guy who's commanded to do and does it, he's always worried, he's always scared, he's always afraid, maybe I'm gonna do it wrong, maybe I'm not doing it the right way. That doesn't apply to the person who's not commanded and does. No matter what, my basket is full of bread. If I want, put on. If I don't want, I don't put on. Either way, I don't lose out. Misad ahir, if shalomar, the ish yitron lemi she'enu mesuveh oseh. And from the other side, you could say there's a greater benefit to the person who's not commanded and does. Shigorem be'asot hamizvot she'ilmedu ahirim. That possibly when that person that's not commanded does the mitzvah, other people can learn. Shehem mesuvim ve'osim. Okay, la'asot hamizvot. That those people now, let's say now, okay, Rabbi ABC is walking down the street and he looks into the window and he sees, Mrs. Rabbi DFG. This is how she puts on the lid. This is how she puts on the tefillin. You could tell she's doing with kavanah. You could see how she's saying the berakhah. You could see that she has this many straps wrapped around her arm. I better learn from her. I better understand. It's my mitzvah and I'm not doing it properly and she's doing it unbelievably properly. I have to learn from her. I have to take an example from her. שיקחו קל וחומר בעצמן. ומה זה? שאינו מסווה ועושה. אנו שמסווים לא כל שכן. We who are commanded, shouldn't we all the more so take and embrace the mitzvah and do it better? גורם לאחרים שיעשו. Her actions will cause others to do. וכימלן גדול המעשה יותר מן העושה. Not גדול המעשה, not the act, but המעשה, the one who causes others to act, greater than the person who does. So because she is causing others to do, she is even greater than the person who is doing. וכמו כן, בנשים סדקניות המקיימות מזוות שאינן מחויבות. We're dealing with these righteous women who fulfill missvot they are not obligated to do. גורמות שילמדו האנשים מקל וחומר הנזכר. They cause men to learn from the קל וחומר that we mentioned. וזה ייראה כוונת הכתוב. And this what would seem is the intention of the text of the pasuk. אישה יראת אדוני היא תתהלל תנולה מפרי ידיה ויהללוה בשערי מעשיה. ויש לעיין בלשון יראת אדוני היא תתהלל. We have to look at this language of יראת אדוני היא תתהלל. דהיה לומר אישה יראת השם. It should have said a woman who fears God. But it says יראת אדוני. The יראת אדוני היא שם דבר. This is the name for something. ועוד מה היא תיתי שיקופח שכרה עד שהיה צריך לאותה דבר לומר תנולה פרי ידיה. What is coming to tell us? אכן, אפשר כפי האמור, could be like we understood. והנה כמספר שפחה. Here it is talking about her praise. שהייתה מקיימת מזוות שאינה מחויבת. She is fulfilling mizvot that she is not obligated. כדרך שפירש אדוני אבי. Now he's going back. This is Yom Tob talking now. Going back. Right. דעוז והדר לבושה, לשונו לומר. What is עוז והדר לבושה? Like we said before, שהייתה לובשת טלית ותפילין שנקראו עוז והדר, והיה מקום לומר שאין לה שכר כל כך. You would think she doesn't have so much reward. כיוון שאינה מסובה ועושה. Because she's not commanded and does. אבל אמר, כיוון שעל ידה למדו בניה ובעלה ושאר כל אדם להיזהר במזוות, but since her husband and her children and other men learned to be careful of the mizvot, מקל וחומר שלקחו לעצמם, from the קל וחומר that they took upon themselves from seeing her act, כיוון שהם מסובים והיא אינה מסובה, because they are commanded and she is not, והיינו דנקת יראת אדוני ולא יראה את השם, לרמוז על ידי זריזותה במה שאינה מסובה ועושה, because of her diligence in what she is not commanded to do and she does it, תרבה יראת השם בעולם. The fear of God increases, it multiplies throughout the world לאנשים המסובים, for the men who are commanded. וזה אומרו, היא תתהלל, she will be praised, כלומר, תתהלל על כי הייתה הסיבה לאנשים לשמור לעשות המזוות. She will be praised because she was the reason, she was the cause that made men follow the commandments and keep them properly. ולפיכך, בדין הוא שתיטול. בדין הוא שתיטול שכר כדין גדול המסווה. And therefore she gets rewarded the same way like the one who's commanded to do. שכל פרי מעשה ידיה שקיבלו וקיימו האנשים מסווים, because all the fruits of her labor are all the mizvot that everybody else did, and therefore she gets rewarded from all of them. וזה אמרו, and this is what it says, תנולה מפרי ידיה. Give her from the fruits of her hands, as what? ליטול כמסווה ועושה. As if she was commanded and did. מעין דוגמת פרי שנתנו מידיה. Just like a fruit that she gave to them and they gave it back to her. So she got both the reward for what she did plus each bits and pieces of rewards from everybody else that did. שהסיבה לבניה ובעלה שמסובים והיה שכרה נמה כמסובה ועושה. And we're going to stop there because the rest doesn't pertain to our topic. But it's a very, very powerful derashah. And we're saving this following piece as part of next week's class.
Sneak peek.
No, Mark was bringing up a compare and contrast type of thing about the woman in this derashah of the bee, Yisrael Yaaqob Algazi, who would put on talent tefillin, and the sachar she would get being equivalent to the derashah of his son, Yom Tob Algazi, that she's getting reward for sending her children to the Bet Knesset and her husband to the Bet Midrash, and then waiting in turn for her husband to return from the Bet Midrash. So, as we know, we've brought up in class countless times over the past many years Rabbi Yosef Mesas. And we've read from his Osara Mechtabim, we've read from his Mayim Hayim, we've read from his Berdei Yesha, his Ner Mizvah, many different things. Here's another book called Nahalat Abot. Nahalat Abot we've never brought out in class. Nahalat Abot is his commentary on Pirkei Avot, and in his typical style he touches upon so many different things. It's 8 volumes. I do not have all 8 volumes. I only have 3 or 4 volumes.
You need the other 4?
A minute.
Make you an offer.
No, they're not available. Now, they were recently republished. Okay?
Censored.
I did not order it. I said, one day I'll pick it up. I wasn't rushing to order it. I never finished reading the 3 full volumes that I have. It's a lot to read, but it's very, very fun once you get into it. And now David said censored. Well, at least one portion was censored. Okay? And that's what we're going to read right now. Okay? So he's...
Those are the best stuff. All the good stuff is always censored.
There's nothing crazy about what he wrote. And it's a shame. One second. It's really a shame it was censored because he was writing in his typical Sephardi Hakham style, who's intellectually honest. Whatever he feels fits into the topic at hand, he's writing about it. I'm not going to get into the whole derashah as to where he's going and how he got there, but he writes. This is in volume 5b. Volume 5, okay, has 2 volumes, Kerach Aleph and Kerach Bet. This is Kerach Bet of volume 5, okay, of Hakham, on page 268. And he writes, V'narhib od hadibarim bazeh. Let's expand our words a little bit more on this. Ki derech hanashim hakesherot lakum behashkama kodem ba'alehen. Okay? The way of a kosher woman, okay, the righteous woman, is to wake up very early in the morning before their husbands. Umechinot lehem kafeh. And they prepare coffee for them. ואחר כך מעוררים אותם לעמוד לעבודת בוראם. And then they awaken their husbands to get up and to pray to God. ומושיטים להם כוס של קפה חם כדי לכונן דעתם. And they present to their husbands hot cup of coffee so they could get into the right frame of mind so they could pray properly. לכוון בתפילתם. וכמו שכתב עליהן המלך שלמה, like King Solomon wrote about them, ותקום בעוד לילה ותיתן טרף לביתה וחוק לנערותיה. Meaning what? דהיינו, מכינה מזונות לביתה. She prepares food for her household. ועיקר ביתה הוא בעלה. And what is the main gist of ביתה? It's her husband, בעלה. ומכינה עוד חוק לנערותיה העובדות אצלה בסמר בכל מיני עבודתו. And she prepares for all the girls that are working by her wool for all its needs. נפוס וחבוס וטבייה ושזירה ואריגה. Okay, plucking the wool, washing the wool, טבייה,
shearing?
Not shearing,
What's the word?
Looming?
Looming, yes, thank you. Looming the wool, stretching the wool, everything that needs to be done. שכאשר יבואו בבוקר לעבוד, so when the workers come, when these girls come to work, okay, כל אחת תמצא מה שראוי לה לעבוד מוכן לפניה. Everything is ready. So she is like the factory manager, and she prepares everything. Everybody's station is ready. The workers come in, and they do their work. Everything is set up for them. וראיתי על ספר, and I saw written in a book, כי באיזה מקומות בספרד, in some places back in Spain, when we, Sephardim, were in Spain, היו הנשים הכשרות המלומדות, these kosher women that were educated, קמות בהשכמה גדולה לבית הכנסת שלהן. They would get up extra early in the morning to their own בית כנסת, the women's synagogue. והיו מתפללות בסיבור, and they had their own minyan of women. ואחת מהן היו...
Censor, baby. Okay, I'm sorry.
ואחת מהן היו מקימות לשליחה לסיבורה, and one of them would go up to be the hazan. Okay? והיו מוציאות ספר תורה, and they would take out the ספר תורה. ויש שהיו מניחות גם תפילין, and there were some who actually even put on תפילין. וכל אחת הייתה עטופה טלית, and all of them would wear a טלית. וכן היו עושות גם בשבתות, גם בימים טובים, and they even did this on Shabbat and holidays. ואחר כך, and afterwards, היו חוזרים לבתיהן, then they would go home, ומעוררים בעליהן, then they would awaken their husbands, ובניהם and their sons, לעמוד להתפלל, to get up and pray. וזה היו עושים מצד החומרה על עצמם, and they did this as a stringency upon themselves. מפני, why obviously as we know, שהנשים פטורות, they are exempt, פטורות ממצוות עשה שהזמן גרמה, exempt from time-dependent positive commandments, כדי שיהיו פנויים להכין הצריך לבעליהן, so they would be free to prepare what is needed for their husbands. ולכן, and therefore, היו הן מקדימין להתפלל בעוד בעליהן ישנים, and therefore they got up so extra early they could do these extra stringencies while the husband was still sleeping, and therefore nobody could say that they couldn't take care of their husband's needs. They made sure to do this extra early, finish with it, then welcome their husbands to go and pray.
Can I take a picture of that?